Yours MK Tama Sematekini Minang Sematekini. One half of Boyzn Box. We out here and the lobby where Park got shot. Blessings. Boom boom.
Hey, what's up? It's Tarryn aka Boom Boom, T-Bo, T-Money, T-Fuck shit up. I'm a professional dancer and a creative artist.
Hello, my name is Turpin and I'm an artist. I produce hip-hop music and I rap. They call it alternative hip-hop music, but really it's just hip-hop and rap.
Real rap, no lies, growing up with my dad by my side, privileged. Seen a lot of friends who never had their dad in their life. My mom support my hustle and grind. I pray to God it'll be alright. I'm hustling and rapping, hoping that I blow up. Been waiting for.
Definitely look at the government. Obviously, because I'm in South Africa, it does impact my well-being and the well-being of my family and people around me. So I definitely take it to heart when shit like that happens. And you know, when you read books about like, you know, the most oppressed people will later on be the most oppressors as well, because it's coming from a hard place, you know what I mean? And you kind of look at with the African countries, you know, dictatorship and all of those corruption and all of those stuff. I can talk a little bit into it, but as well as like everybody picks a struggle and you kind of like engage with that struggle, right? If you are a feminist, woman right fighter, you kind of embrace yourself and work on that. And for me, I've got a charity in Orlando West. I got under 13 kids, 150 kids which are under 13 that I kind of take care of in terms of like aspirations, and we drop bursaries, we drop groceries and stuff like that. And we do installation, like we'll take them to the zoo, we'll take them ice skating, which is kind of like exuberate like confidence in them and just kind of teach them like the world is much more bigger than, you know, maybe the squatter camps that they live in or the informal settlement that they come from. So definitely I got my own struggle that I kind of like want to do this better South Africa like everybody, and I feel everybody needs to pick up their own struggle and kind of like follow through, because if you're just looking at the corruption and looking at the whole economy, it will kind of like stress you, and you kind of be frustrated like South African. Like for me, it's more like I want to do stuff, I want to make a change, I want to be the change that happens. I don't want to be the guy that's, you know, always articulating what's wrong and how many billions were stolen or whatnot. That's also cool to be aware, but I kind of feel like, you know, as a youth, you gotta be like trying to do something that you're here to do, and that's as up to the whole pool. You know, it can be a drop, but it, you know, a drop adds to the ocean, it becomes, you know, something big. Yeah,
I'm building this youth center for the young people in Elders. Not a dance studio, because dance studios are overrated, but in the youth center there should be a dance studio, you know what I mean? There should be sports, there should be computers, there should be DJ setups where people can come learn about programming and sound and, you know, computer classes, basic computer literacy. People don't have that in Elders. And it's sad in the world, people still are struggling to get water cuts, water, electricity, you know, things like that. People perish because of the lack of knowledge. That is what I don't want to happen to some people in Elders, you know. We can't save a whole nation, but if you can save 3 or 5 kids, I will be happy, you know. When there's nothing to do, that's where the thing about drugs come in, because now it's time to push. I'm gonna crump, so I'm pushing time, you know. This youth center is there for young people to be around other young people that's also inspired, who's positive, who can see that actually this way is not for me, gangsterism is not for me, falling pregnant, not for me, being on drugs, not for me, but wanting to be around other young people that can encourage them or they encourage each other.
I got this, my charity is called Sunday School Foundation. I also got this army fatigue. You know, I'm a big fan of camo, war stories and you know, political figures, not even in terms of like their depth, just the fashion and, you know, your Petrus Lumumba, how they used to come out with the suit, the shades and all that. So for me, I'm dibbling and dabbling into that now, just trying to create like a more political like clothing. It might not necessarily be a camel, but looking at like, you know, certain history, the World War II, what Abu Hitler was wearing, you know, the Chanel boots that they had on, like all that type of aspect. I want to bring like, create like a sort of like a capsule project where it could be like a museum sort of store showcasing like our South African history in terms of like apartheid and, you know, the legacy of like just war and racism and all of that. Just bring it into clothing though, not as a like a, you know, a stand up thing, but more into the fashion. And the brand is called Lusaka. The tagline is Home in Exile. Obviously playing with the MKs and the struggle in South Africa, but it's gonna be a broader thing. Like we're gonna be talking about like politics throughout the world. Yeah.
If you're in high school, for example, or university, and you feel like you don't like a lot of people around you, it could be for whatever reason. Maybe you're going through some stuff, maybe you're not, maybe you're way introverted, maybe you're way extroverted, but whatever reason you want to stand out and say, actually, I'm different. And a way that you can do that is through how you look, so clothing. And I think that, you know, I used to be like in high school, man, people shouldn't follow trends, people shouldn't look like catalogs of, you know, whatever's for sale in the store. People should just look like who they want to look like and be themselves and just like what they like and wear what they want to like, because it's unfortunate, but in the world we live in, visuals are the first thing people see about you. The first thing they see is the color of your skin, your face, what it looks like, you know, how you walk and what you wear. And I think, you know, that's why I want to say I'm envious of like blind people, but they don't judge a person on how they look. They judge them again just on how they behave as a person and if they're a good soul, you know. So like one of my favorite musical acts, Amadou and Miriam, they're both blind, and they used to talk in interviews about how they just get on stage and they don't see the crowd, but they know that they're there and they know that the energy is being thrown at them, and so they have to throw it back. So I do think it's way more about just imagery, but it is one way that you can express yourself to make sure that you are seen the way you want to be seen and interpreted the way you want to be interpreted, you know. So yeah, I do use fashion to express myself. I think more people should. And in Africa we have a lot of traditions on that. If you look at the SAP in Congo, and like even the Swankers and Scotanas here, it's like clothing is one way to stand out and just express yourself. So I won't say I'm stylish, but I think everybody should at least try and be themselves.
They'll all pay off, so I'm working hard and focused with no days off. These whack rappers, I had to lay off.
My struggle now is nothing. My struggle now, like the shit that I put as a struggle now is nothing. It's nothing. It's like, yo, the worst happened already. You know, what could be more worse than what's happening right now? You know what I mean? Like that definitely like played a big role. You know, humble beginnings, and as well as like appreciating certain things. Like you get to appreciate more about life. Because you know, like it could be worse, you know, and it's still worse. Like I go home and, you know, I drop a tear sometimes because the cats that I grew up with, you know, looking at how their lives like planned out, and sometimes it's not because of them. It's just the system we were brought up to. And I even tell my cousins, like, yo, man, you know, it's how the whole thing. Like, I mean, for my apartheid to be disadvantaged and to kind of like being in a 20 years into democracy and you're still dealing with like those type of struggles. It's kind of it's hard, man. And some of them is like, I mean, me, I was lucky I could read and write because my parents had enough in the pocket to take me to a better school, whereby it's like some of the people never had that opportunity. And I thank my mom for that, because I was really dumb when I went to this private school. They didn't even want to take me in because I couldn't read all right. And my mom cried after my interview with Tio that must take me. And you know, that was a true blessing. Like if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have met the cast that I met. I don't think my dream would have extended, because I believe like a casual dream you develop as a kid, but your dream grows as your ambitions grows, as your experiences grows. So for me, that kind of like put me on Pluto. Like if it wasn't for that, I don't think, you know, a lot of things was gonna plan out. And even like, you know, dating the girls that I was dating was like, you know, you start dating above the belt, you know, like the chicks that I would even take to the hood were like, niggas could talk to them. You know, that's how hard that shit was, you know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely like appreciate that vibe because the humble beginning kind of like, you know, you have nothing. Like right now, my only struggle is to get those hunting for kicks up and moving, and that's basically the whole struggle right now. I don't have a major struggle where it's like I don't know where I'm gonna eat, where I'm gonna sleep, and you know, all of that stuff. Yeah.
What I said before, what I'm saying now is I'm going diamond, I'm still glowing, not shining, I'm not famous.
I mean, I could relate to it because it's like when parents can't afford, obviously it raises a rapport in you. It's like, yo, am I gonna just be a failure as well? So definitely the anger, I could feel the anger, and like I said even earlier, I was like, you know, I picked my struggle and that's what I'm focusing my energy on, because I can talk on education, I can talk on the fees must fall, and I truly believe you know, certain kids really deserve a free education because they come from those backgrounds, and I truly believe as though there are some kids that, you know, will take that opportunity and not use it accordingly, and that fucks up the whole thing for the people that really need it. I can't speak more on it because I'm not really affiliated that much in it because I'm out of school, but I truly believe, yeah, there is a need for the fees falling, and there's a need for subsidizing, especially the kids that are coming from those type of backgrounds. And you know, education is power, and I truly believe that. Even Nelson Mandela spoke more on that. It's like, you know, when you're educating, you're more empowering yourself, you're more empowering the whole country. So definitely I feel like, you know, they should sit down with the president or this government and kind of like try sort it out and find a common ground where you know, some kids can't suffer the way they've been suffering for the past 20 years when we say we have democracy, when we say, you know, we own the land and all that. So, you know, I truly believe, yeah, it's a good cause, definitely.
There's a saying that I've become so used to saying to people is stay up. Like, no matter what happens, just stay up. Because it always gets better. It always gets better. Like, the sun goes down, but it comes back up again, you know? And I believe that if you don't go through trials or what they call the law of relativity, then you just gonna be basic, and no one wants to be basic. So stay up, and more than anything, keep your humanity.
Used to walk, had no car, used to get stuck at bars. Now I'm hoping me and all of my J's can come get this Monday for some better living.
Fresh out of Pluto, fresh out the spaceship, fresh out of NASA, straight to Moscow, Majita Bampasa. Bana, and I just stick it in, and they never say no like Lil Kim. I'm a Lil King, I got the world on its knees, giving me a blowjob, thinking of moving units and keys. Cause I got no job, I'm following my dreams, but Twitter's where I dozed off. And I can get your chick on her knees quicker than she can take her clothes off. Now she's a nude model, she's bubbly like my bottle. She's ugly, she got flavor like a top model. You looking for your chick, she's at my place and I'm inside her, cocky and confident. They told me on them sons the inside her. I came from the bottom with the riders.
We made it far, we got stories to tell. Used to walk, had no car, used to get stuck at bars. Now I'm hoping me and all of my J's can get this Monday.